Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the future tank. This guy is an absolute unit. There is no other way to put it. And when I first saw that he was getting released, I thought that EA were going to cheese him on a few stats. They did, but how does he play in game? And not only do I want to highlight him, but I've got a couple of other players out of this future star lineup, as well as the new patch that is coming that I want to give you guys my thoughts on. Leave a like, and if you are needing game codes or anything game related, head over to g2a.com. Use the code FUJI on that site to get a discount on every single order, and let's jump into it. So there's only one man that would tick all of the boxes. Who are we looking for? Upamecano. This is the monster. 271,000 coins, 6'1", medium work rates, and you wait until you get into the in-game stats. Goddamn. Acceleration, sprint speed, 94 jumping, 99 strength, 90 aggression, and 96 stand tackle. When he was first released, I personally got put off looking at the marking and heading accuracy, but when you take control of this guy, he obliterates anybody that he comes into contact with. Big attackers, small attackers, anybody. And that's what I'm loving about him. Ridiculously strong going into the challenge, consistent, and good positioning, which doesn't really seem like it should be the case because he has only 76 marking. But then again, it could be that his pace is helping him out. Maybe the chem style is also giving him a nice upgrade. I didn't have any issues with him. And with the price, I think he's going to drop to probably around like 240, 250. That's worth bringing into your starting 11 and giving him a go yourself. What a machine. And with the new patch that's dropping, and the meta will be crosses, well, it looks like that's going to be one of the resorts, like people just running down the line and whipping the ball in. 94 jumping, and he doesn't tend to get beaten in the air, so that's going to be an awesome player for you. Another guy that I actually wanted to check out, and it is Artur. 503,000. What? Why is he so expensive? 3-star weak foot, 4-star skills. He doesn't even look that well rounded. Defending, yeah, it's good, but if he doesn't have the strength to really commit into the challenge and like barge through, then you're going to be on the back end of receiving like rebounds against you. Jumping's great, stamina, dribbling stats are pretty much perfect. You've got the passing, great, shooting, paces, average, but for 500,000, did he play well in game? We'll go and take a look. And then the last future star player I went and purchased, which was Lafont, 148,000, and with his height and face stats, he could be overpowered, and that's why I wanted to bring him in. But spending like 148,000 on a special keeper, is it really worth it when you have Courtois on the game for like 40k, 50k? That's what you always got to consider when you're upgrading keepers. But let's get into the clips. I want to go and speak about not only these players, but the patch that has dropped on PC. What does it mean for us console players? Is it a good patch? Is it a bad patch? Let's find out. So we've got to start off with the powerhouse, the tank, the future star, which is Upamecano. This guy, for his price, 270,000. I really enjoyed the time spent playing with the card, and I want to continue using him on the RTG, because on this account I've already got Ramos, Varane. I don't really need him, and those two players are obviously better than the guy. But with his marking being so low, that's something that didn't really put me off, and most of the time with the way I defend, I'm usually pretty manual. I'll take a defender, I'll hold off a little bit, then I'll charge into the tackle. A lot of other people may be using the AI to sit back, which is just another style of defending. That's what's in the game, and if you use it effectively, then credit to you. But maybe if you are resorting to AI defending, maybe you'll notice Upamecano to be out of position a little bit more. If you're someone that likes to take control of your defenders, then this guy might be a unit for you. And that's the way he played. As soon as he was near someone in that radius, he locked in and he came away with the ball like pretty much 9 times out of 10. Very strong. That's what you're going to find when you use the card. And then in the air, he's going to be incredible, because with the patch that is dropping, crosses, I don't know if crosses are necessarily going to be OP. Like, they already are pretty effective if you're doing like the El Tornado, or just in general doing LBX's back pose. If you have players like Mbappe on the other end of it, or CR7, yeah, crosses tend to be pretty OP. So if they haven't patched that, and then finesse shots have been completely nerfed, which I'll get into in a second, then I can understand that people will just want to cross because it's an easier way of scoring instead of thinking about how to break down your opponent's AI. So with players like Upamecano, Team of the Year Van Dijk, Ramos, Varane, all of these guys that have been super juiced in the jumping and heading accuracy areas, then you've got yourself a really, really good defender. Here, clear the lines for you, and I have confidence in Upamecano. That's why I'm actually going to see how to get him into the starting 11 on the road to glory. Maybe right back, let's use that Danny Da Costa that we unlocked, and then have maybe Goretzka as our CDM. We'll have to see. Another player that we used in this team, which was Arthur, I don't really rate him that much. He was good on the ball, but with the new patch that's coming, that's going to completely nerf like long shots in general, this guy I just don't see him being that effective. He wasn't too quick. Some of the tackles that he was getting in, yes, I could probably put that in with like an Allen. 500,000 coins, stupidly overpriced. He feels nice on the ball though to play make, good range of passing, but for 500,000 coins, it's just not money well spent. And Lafon, he wasn't anything special. He made saves, like good reaction saves every now and then, but just not the quality that you're really expecting when you're spending 150,000 coins on a keeper, when Courtois is better and he's 50k. But yeah, and another thing, he's quite difficult to get into a starting 11 if you don't just like use a back four that's French, because in the Serie A I don't want to typically want to use Benatia, like Chiellini. Those guys aren't top tier. But let's get on to the patch, boys. What has changed? A lot of PC users have got their hands on with the patch, and they're saying that finesse shots in general, just long shots, have been nerfed. And my interpretation of that is because first time finesses were so bad, they've had to get rid of it. Get rid of finesse shots and just long shots in general. Otherwise, there doesn't really seem to be another way to patch it because of how overpowered it was. So if you still have finesse shots in the game or just long shots, people are going to be able to just score them anyway. So with the way they've reduced it, I don't agree with that. But then again, it's going to be better just so you don't concede dumb goals outside the box. But then it doesn't seem like they've lowered the AI interference when it comes to blocking. So if you're inside the box, like put it this way, if you can't score long shots against those that have sat everybody back, then when you're inside the box, that should be 95% chance success rate. If you're finessing it, if you're doing driven shots, just buff finishing inside the box. When you've broken down not only the AI but your opponent, you should be rewarded for that. So then you've got to think, have they nerfed goalkeeping? And they have, but then if it's still in the game, it should just be get rid of it. Like now they've got rid of finesse shots, the timing of finesse shots outside the box. Why not just get rid of goalkeeper movement? You don't need that now, because if you're inside the box, that attacking player should be rewarded for breaking down your defense. That's where I'm just like, I don't understand. But outside the box, if you're wondering, can you still score long shots? You can, but it really has been nerfed. Even players like Cruyff are struggling to score those finesse shots, which is mad. So all these Team of the Years that have been released, and even like Player of the Month Hazard, that we had so much fun just cutting inside, pinging green time finesses, even if you hit a green time, it doesn't seem to be that overpowered, which is fair enough. I think the success rate with finesse shots should be around about 20%, and if you time it maybe like 45, 50, it still should have some RNG, because not every single finesse or long shot in real life is flying in the back of the net. But if they do that, my only concern is that if the AI is still overpowered, you've got goalkeeper movement, and you can't score finesse shots anymore, then how are you going to score? And that's why I think crossing is really going to come into the play. I was never really someone to abuse the mechanics though. Even though that first time finesses were OP, I always wanted to play the extra pass and work it into the box to get like just basically a tap in. So I don't think I'm going to be affected too much, but then if they've completely nerfed finishing, then everyone's going to be struggling. Not only me, but you guys as well. But we shall have to see what they do. I'm actually quite hyped for the patch, because maybe it will play to my strengths. We'll see. But anyway, boys, thank you very much for watching. Upamecano, go and buy him. Lafon, Artur, no, ignore them. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, and I will see you on the next one. Team out. Peace.